Hey guys, and welcome into another The Haunting of Hill House reaction. We are moving on to episodes 7 and 8 today. 5 and 6 were a lot. 5 was just like really cool, and it was so fun seeing that story being put together about the bent neck lady. As I was editing, I was thinking about how I made this assumption about the ghost of Nell was already present in the past when baby Nell was seeing her, meaning that we were kind of in some sort of fateful time loop where future Nell exists already, future Nell died already. But then I realized it could also be like, instead of it being like the physical ghost being there, it's possible that like Nell as a child was seeing like visions of her future, and it was like in her mind. I don't know, like the more that the show goes on, the more I'm starting to wonder like how much of this is paranormal and how much of it is mental, I guess. And I know like Steven isn't my favorite, and Steven's very much on the train of like, we have mental illness running in our family. I don't know. Then also like put together with the way that Nell was able to combat the ghost, the bent neck lady, when her husband Arthur was there to help her with like mindful practices and routines, and that caused the bent neck lady to go away. That was just like really interesting to me, and I was like, okay, so maybe it is like just in their mind. But then my other theory was maybe the ghosts, the physical ghosts, prey on the weak-minded. So I don't know, I'm like really up in the air, back and forth, and I don't know if it's one of those things that's going to be answered by the end of the season, or if it's just one of those things that is what it is and you can interpret it as you want. But I think that they're like, the show is just doing a really great job of blurring the fine line of real and fake and paranormal versus mental health metaphors. Also, something that happened in the last episode that I just didn't get a chance to talk about because I didn't talk really at the end of my last reaction was the fact that the dad seems to be like, the mom seems to be talking through him. Like he kept on saying weird things that clearly weren't his own doing, and a lot of the kids picked up on it and were like, what is happening? That's one thing that, again, when I was going back and editing, I was like, what is that about? Like, is he, I don't know. I have no idea what that's about, but I hope that that gets explained going forward. I'm just like in shock still about the whole situation with like everything coming out about the money, and then that leading to Theodora and Shirley's husband, who I always forget his name, looking like they were about to hook up in this funeral home while Nell's in a casket outside. Like just the fact that would happen, that they would like hook up at all, like totally blindsided me. And then the fact that they were doing that right then and there. I guess she was drunk. I don't know what he was thinking. Like it's weird because he just seemed like such a normal, nice husband. You know, he seemed like a nice dude. And then, you know, to find out that he took the money behind her back, I was like, oh my God, like that took me by surprise. And then it goes this one step further. Also, Shirley seeing these like visions, I don't know, of this man who keeps on like cheersing her. And I'm like, now I'm wondering if maybe that's like a ghost of her past where she did cheat on her husband at some point. Yeah, man, a lot to think about after those last 2 episodes. A lot. Obviously, it was really emotional. Finding out that Nell was the bent neck lady, that being confirmed, and then seeing everybody fight and everything just break down it wasn't even the funeral yet, but you know, when they were all gathered together, I imagine the night before the funeral, just seeing them all fight and like seeing it like with flashbacks of like Nell constantly feeling like she just wasn't heard by her family, and then trying to, I wonder if it was her ghost that was like doing all of those things to the house, and then seeing like even in her death, like they're still not focusing on the right things. Like they're still not focusing on what matters and being a family and being a unit. It's like the death has just made them all grown apart even further, when that's like a time when everyone should be together and helping out each other and everything. So I don't know, it was definitely a heavy episode. A couple heavy episodes. The next one is called, now help me out because I've heard people say this word 2 different ways. Is it elegy or eulogy? Which is like the speech that you give at a funeral. So we're finally getting to Nell's funeral. If you would like to watch the full episodes right along with me, my uncut reactions are available below on my Patreon. I have my Twitch linked below where I stream 3 to 4 times a week, and my Letterboxd for all my movie lovers out there. But if you would rather watch the edited version here on YouTube, then let's get into The Haunting of Hill House, episode 7.
You're good at fixing things. I keep hearing this about you. Is that right?
I'm not so sure anymore.
He fixes
You
houses
leave,
for
we'll
a
law you
living.
up. Suddenly, we can't fix this. So you'll stay. And we'll talk. Yeah? Talk about the house, talk about Olivia.
I'm excited to see him tell his story and then hopefully get flashbacks cutting to like what happened to, because I feel like this must be it. Like this is going to be the end of wrapping up that night that everything happened.
Well, you know, I mean, it's a rental. Not a lot of choices.
He's having a full-on conversation with his wife right now.
This.
Does he realize what's happening? This is just sad. I don't think he knows what is happening because I feel like he wouldn't have said the things that he did when he was around the kids. It's like he really can't help it. But when did this start and what? He's still here? I'm surprised she let him stay in the house.
Kevin's on his way.
Okay, I'll go in a minute, but can we just...
You're already on your way.
She is not ready
I have
yet.
to shower and change my clothes. I mean, I didn't bring any of my... Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't really have a leg to stand on at the moment.
It's 8:30. We're not open yet.
Wow.
If you want to lecture someone, lecture Theo.
You know what? I can't even be mad at Shirley's attitude right now.
Little rain, that was all.
Okay, so
Your place is what, like a 10-minute walk from here?
that's why I was confused. It must be because, was he wearing the same pajamas? I just made the assumption that the flashbacks that we got in the last episode at Hill House was the same night as the death of the mom, like the night that we saw from the beginning. There's no way for me to mistake it anymore. You know, they're still in there. They're still like living there and everything's normal. But I think part of what made me think that it was the same night was like that the mom was saying that she had disappeared, and I was like, oh, is this when she disappeared into the red room and the kids were with her and the kids said later on that that wasn't their mom, and is that why she's blacking out, like she's becoming something else? I don't know. My brain was like making it possible that the storm night was also the night, but two separate nights. Got it.
Your place is what, like a 10-minute walk from here?
Well, a little more.
And the storm really only seemed to be a real intense storm for Hill House. What?
Dad, this wall feels squishy.
Squishy?
What?
See?
Mark it.
Paranormal stuff aside, I would have given up on this house.
I can fix it.
The man's a fixer. Can't fix up this house. Sorry, bud.
What's that smell?
That is a smell of ruin.
Mold.
Motherfucker.
Move out. Oh, I don't like that.
Yep.
What?
No.
Don't tell me something scary is about to be on that picture. It sounds like a rat or something, you know? Sounds like a little... What? Brick? What? Oh, shadow of a person.
I'm sorry. I should have made more of an effort with you.
That's really hard to say. Wow.
You tried. People fuck up. I guess you don't get that. You don't really get it until you fuck up.
I know. I need to hear an explanation. How did that happen? What in the world?
You can stay. Sit.
I'm like scared for her to be in the same room
didn't
as her.
expect
And
that.
her, yeah. Well, oh, I was like,
Somewhere.
what is that? Of course.
That's a good start.
Mom's always here with him.
Well, I can't flip this house if it's rotting with mold.
Yeah.
If I can't flip it,
I'll combine these plans into one master blueprint, draw up something that represents the actual piping, and then we'll find out how fucked we really are.
It's bizarre. You got moisture coming from somewhere. Somewhere upstairs where it's spreading. Have you actually looked everywhere?
everywhere but one room.
We talk about how they're literally fixer-uppers. Like, just break down the red room door. You replace the door. I don't know. Or, like, you can take the door off its hinges. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, we got to get in that room. I'm getting nitpicky about it now because I just want to see what's in that room.
You wish you'd had better role models? Better marriage to emulate? Those last few days don't count.
The last few days don't count.
That wasn't us.
What happened in the last few days? Is that what Theo saw?
I didn't get a chance last night to tell you how proud I am of you. 90 days.
Thanks.
Yeah, people need to be proud of him.
For the hangover. Mix beer and tomato juice and power it down.
That sounds disgusting, but
Does it work?
And not as well as a shot of smack.
So you're saying the best hangover remedy is heroin?
by a mile.
It's not funny.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god. No, that's nice of her. That's so nice of her.
What are you
Trish.
doing here? I just wanted to support you, and if I'd known
If I
that-
wanted you to know that, I would have told you that.
Fuck my day.
Honestly, I don't know why Trish is sticking around and still trying. I feel like Theo needs a girl like Trish right now to like constantly be like, no, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna be here. Theo's just making it real hard.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I just want it to be anything but the monster that Luke saw. It was the worst.
Master blueprints?
Master blueprints.
Nice. What are we looking at? Stop doing that to me! This show leaves me hanging one too many times. Okay, it'll come back around.
If anyone wants to say a few words.
Here we go. No one? Oh, Luke, of course. Nope. Luke, don't make me cry. Don't do it. Because if anyone can, in this situation, it's gonna be him.
Last time I saw her, she was driving me to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
So she dropped me off. She looked at me and she said, "You go in there and you bring my brother back." I was born 90 seconds before no. But she was always my big sister.
What's this?
Oh, it's the, I don't know exactly.
What? What?
The
What?
missus do these?
No, I'm not. I gotta ask her.
Oh my god, what?
Maybe she could use a little time away from the house.
Time away from the house.
What is in the blueprints?
I think you might be right. It's probably not your place.
Oh, wow, okay.
When I was young, they moved us out to the cottage at the edge of the property. My mom, she never liked Hill House.
He knows some stories.
Towards the end, she'd wander into the woods at night barefoot. And I swear I could hear her out there, giggling like a schoolgirl in love. And she'd sleep out there sometimes too, so yeah, scattered.
We want to talk about people who are scattered. The dad's scattered up here quite a lot these days, talking to his dead wife.
Hired on, working for Ms. Hill. We even got married on the grounds.
Gosh.
But, so the day comes, the doc comes, and my little girl's stillborn. Anyway, we offered it up, put it in God's hands, and Claire is a brave woman. And these nightmares, they had her down in a corner, shaking so bad I thought she'd seize up dead.
Nightmares, or was it something like Nell experienced?
She's cleaning the master bedroom up there. This is before Hazel passed. She's cleaning Hazel's room.
Okay, yeah. Hazel,
And,
Starry Cup Hazel.
She hears a baby crying. Hears it in other rooms too. I'll be damned, but I heard it too, and
Oh man.
I don't know how.
The house is...
But sure as St. Thomas, my doubts, they just dropped away. We stopped coming here after dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my place.
But also...
But if you find your missus is acting scattered...
Get the hell out of here. I like this guy. Yeah.
And a little prayer too. Most likely.
Well, prayer's not really our thing.
That's what you're going to say after all that? Are you...
I take your point.
Thank you. I wonder what... If they kept in touch at all after they left Hill House and after the mom's death. If he still lives in that cottage even. Like, I don't... That's a really interesting story too, because confirming that this energy, it haunts people from within the house. And so like that might seem obvious, but I knew that like the energy of the house and the paranormal stuff or whatever it was following this family into their adulthood in some ways. And so I was like, okay, is it just latching onto this family? But no, it latches onto anyone in the house. And how does it know? Like the house shows, and does the house show you and make you see the things you want most but can never have in that sense, but in like a terrorizing way where it's there, but it's not quite there. Like that is just such an interesting story. Like the fact that she lost her child and now she's being tortured by a small child's cries, but she can't find the child. Like, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about the house as something with a motive. Like, what is it doing? What? The other many occurrences we've seen, like something as small as when we saw the night of the storm, the mom walking around and she was kind of like in a haze and she saw this like child in a wheelchair. Like, what was that? What was the house? Why was the house showing her that at that moment? I don't know. This is, gosh, I'm going to have to rewatch the series. I already know. Can we please find out what's on this blueprint now? You're still not going to tell me? You're still not going to tell me? Ooh. My patience is being tested in this episode.
There's one thing we can take away from today. It's that in the end, all you
No,
guys
it's
have
not
is
the
each
time.
other.
Did Theo tell you what she did?
Yeah, did you catch on? Oh.
One day, we'll wake up and it'll be too late.
Stay the fuck out of my business.
There it is.
The shadow? Yeah, it's like the shadow, a silhouette.
Jesus Christ!
Whoa.
Dad? I unplugged it.
It's okay. It was an accident. Fuck.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. That's what, I didn't even think about what, I think he still has that bandage on in the present.
All right, you fucker.
Oh, I did not know we were gonna get, are we? I shouldn't get too excited yet.
Fuck you!
Man, I was really hoping, I got excited for a second. I thought we were gonna get in there. Oh my God, okay. What the?
Did you see her?
Oh my, of course Steve didn't.
If you don't get your shit together, like Mom and Nell didn't get their shit together, you're gonna end up just like them, you understand?
I'm worried that that might be right.
It's a sickness.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Be vigilant.
Liv? Liv? Liv! What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know what we have to do, but we have to do something.
You heard the story your friend said. Get out of the house.
I don't... What is this?
Yeah.
It's a master blueprint.
Okay.
Intro.
What about it?
No, it's not.
Wait.
Yes, it is. I didn't know what this was.
What?
It's a footprint to our house.
The forever
Our
home.
forever house. You drew it again and again.
I didn't.
You did.
Okay, I thought initially when I saw all of those like jagged edges and all those little pockets of whatever, I thought it was going to be like this whole underground like tunnel system beneath the house, kind of like connecting to the crawl space, but like it's under the entire house and somehow like she knew about it. But this, is it creepier? It might be creepier. Like she's drawing fitting her forever home a hundred little times into this blueprint. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that. What does that even mean? What was coming over her? What was the thought? Obviously there was no thought process because she goes into it when we've seen her be in that haze where she's just not thinking and she's just acting. I don't know if there was like something possessing her to hurt her husband. I mean, that's like a classic trope, like demonic. They're just made to kill. And so if she was like possessed by a demon type of thing, the possession where she's trying to hurt her husband would make sense, but like what's the possession that comes over her to draw her forever home into the blueprint of this house? Is it like the house subliminally telling her to stay? I wonder.
Take a little rest.
Yeah. I wish
I could see it.
I knew.
Janet's up for a visit.
I wish I knew how much time
Just for a couple
we had left until
That
the
could be
final
good.
night. It must be a couple days because they mentioned in the like conversation between him and the ghost of her, they mentioned like that they were a great couple until the last couple days, and I imagine that like a screwdriver to the throat is considered a bad thing and not normal for them. So then I'm gonna guess that this is just a couple days before the last night.
I'm not sleeping through the night at all. These constant dreams.
They're
I
not
know.
dreams. They're not dreams
You're
though.
just tired.
Probably won't have to see them again for years if you don't want to.
Won't have to. Why does he not want to, though.
You do want to.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he? As much as like this is kind of his episode, which by the way, I just am realizing we've kind of like fallen off of the whole police interview part. I keep on thinking based on how the episodes start, I am like, oh, this is what's going to happen in this episode. And then it doesn't happen that way and it gets pushed off and we find out new information and it just keeps like building up and building up. I hope we go back to his interview with the police, obviously, because that's going to be tying into the final night, but we're still building up to it, which makes sense given it's episode 7. But I was going to say, it's interesting that considering that this is kind of the dad's episode, I am still very in the dark on what's going on up here for him. I mean, down to obviously him conversing with his dead wife, how he feels about that, how he feels about his children. He just seems very, I don't mean one-dimensional in like a fourth wall type of way. I don't mean one-dimensional as in written poorly at all, but like it seems like he is only showing us what he's showing his kids, which is just this stoic, like, I'm here, I'm gonna say the right thing personality, or try to, you know what I mean?
You and Steve talking earlier at the grave. You know,
Is he gonna tell him that it is real?
I see your mother every day. I do. I have since she died.
Okay.
You know, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, my therapist says that it's a perfectly normal.
I'm happy for you, Dad.
Doesn't mean it's always the case.
Okay, so he thinks that he believes in the paranormal and the physical, you know, nightmare that is this whole situation. But also he's saying that what we've been seeing of him conversing with his dead wife, that is his coping mechanism and that's not her real ghost. But he also believes in real ghosts. Okay.
See, because sometimes
Big boys know the difference between what's real and imaginary.
Oh.
Isn't that right, Dad?
Yeah, that's definitely words being thrown back. It could have gone better. What? Why are we looking at that purse? And that seems much more aggressive and it sounds like a knife, like digging into the grout, you know? Something's gonna pop out of there. What? Whoa. What is...
Mr. Crane, I think you just saw one of our oldest cold cases. I'll be damned if he was here all along.
Wait, say that again. Say that again. Hold on. Okay, also, while I'm here, what is that? It's like, it kind of looks like the tool that you use to smooth out grout. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. William Hill, been missing since 48.
That's William Hill, 1948. Okay.
Is it? What?
Haunted.
Haunted?
Oh.
Yes.
Can't find my credit card. Caterer's got to be paid.
I mean, my car is gone. It's gone? It was outside my house like it always is, and now it's gone.
You probably parked it somewhere else.
You knew it looked wrong. He looked wrong.
Has anybody seen Luke?
He wanted to have a smoke. He went outside about an hour.
I did not notice.
Did he come back?
That he took...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I got scared. Oh my god. I got scared when the dad was looking at the purse because I didn't catch anything with Luke. But I got scared when the dad looked at it because I was like, what? He's gonna try to steal from his kids?
Probably already has a needle in his arm.
We don't know that.
Yeah. Please, let's have a little faith. Oh no.
God.
They both are seeing this? I hate the crawling. I hate the crawling. The crawling is the worst. Oh no, please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. Oh my god, please.
It was like this when we, and I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it.
Oh, the fixer.
The 3 hours you waited after you discovered her body before you called us, what
What?
happened in those
3
hours?
hours?
I was in shock.
First you say your wife went out of town.
I thought she did.
Mm-hmm. To be with her sister.
Oh, they
We
did
talked to
talk about
Janet.
that.
She never...
I know.
Your daughter Shirley says she woke you up because she was surprised to see Mom in the kitchen.
That's
And
right.
she says that you ran up the stairs to the The red room.
It was nothing.
What is he not telling us? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. Yeah. And is that the end of that? This whole episode was just like, gave me an inch and I want the mile. Do you know what I mean? Like, this was, we're getting so much information and we're getting there and we're like definitely going forward in our presence time, like storyline. But as far as like digging back into the past, this one was like such a tease, I guess. I'm really hoping that we focus more on the past. And you know what? I say it literally at the end of every episode. I'm like, I really hope, that we get the full story in the next episode. But maybe I just need to accept the fact that there's 10 episodes in this show and I'm not going to know everything that went down that night until the finale. I think I need to be okay with that. However, given how we just left off, I do really hope that we get into the Red Room in the next episode. What is the next one called? Witness Marks. Witness Marks. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from these final 3 episodes. I just don't know. I don't know. I've lost the structure of the show. The structure is definitely structuring. The structure is definitely going places. I just can't keep up with it anymore. And I'm like, my head's above the water right now. I'm like, I'm letting the show carry me, but I'm struggling a little and I'm like, where is this going now? I'm trying to think if I really have anything. Oh, I really hope, I don't know. I really hope that Luke isn't doing what we think he's doing. Obviously I was nervous going into a high tense situation like this with him, that it would invoke a relapse. And obviously if what seems to have happened and he did take Theo's car and Shirley's money, I'm really nervous about where Luke's headed right now. I'm hoping that it just isn't what it looks like right now. I think I have a bit of hope there that it isn't what it looks like yet. Also, again, we're going into that theme of like, is this paranormal or is this mental illness in this episode? And it seems like, now Luke has been swayed over to Steven's side where he's like, okay, it's just in my head. Oh God. Let's get into Witness Marks. I don't know what's going to happen. No predictions whatsoever.
Very aggressive. We don't want to lose any more time.
We've been trying for 2 years
Oh,
and 4 months.
We're going to learn maybe why the separation happened between them.
Will insurance help with that? Most companies won't
Shirley?
cover IVF.
When did you last ejaculate?
A week.
No, it's 2 weeks.
We'll need to reschedule it for another time. We need you within 3 to 5 days after.
What? Oh, she assumed that it was with her that was the last time. Is that Nell? Okay. You know what? Speaking of me not being able to tell if it was Nell or Shirley, or if it's someone completely different, the casting for this show, just like even looks-wise, is so perfect.
He hasn't used the credit card yet. They're going to send me an alert when he does.
Okay.
Get a location from that.
Mm.
God, he didn't have to break the house.
No way that was him.
He did.
Me neither.
Mm-hmm.
Someone ask you what you think, Theodora?
Sorry. We're really not going to tell them what we saw.
That's crazy that they saw that together. Again, another point to like this being real physical stuff, not just in their heads. Because I don't think that's ever happened. Well, maybe actually it technically did happen with the kids at the Hill House when they saw like that dog, that big dog, or like they thought it was a werewolf or something. All the kids together saw that. And now, is that the only other time that multiple people saw the same thing at once? It doesn't happen very often.
We going or what? I just want to help.
Oh, wow.
I just want to help.
Oh, exactly. And they're going to go back into it. Because, like, Steven was like that. He was that kid when they were younger. Like, when they were fixing it up in the last episode, we saw Steven being like, I just want to help. And now the dad, it's switching around and the dad trying to be the one to help. They didn't even need to remind me with this next I just want to help scene coming from a flashback. That's a nice touch.
Your mom's gonna go to your Aunt Janet's in a few days. Stay a bit.
Is she?
Maybe a week.
Mom?
What do you mean, sweetheart?
Oh, God.
Of course you're safe with me.
Mom, are you sure?
I'm fine, sweetie. I'm fine.
No, we don't... I would be so freaked out if that was happening to me. I, like, would not spend another second in that house. I'd be right off to Aunt Janet.
How's your marriage?
You're kidding, right?
You're not living at home? And
Jesus
okay, I wasn't
Christ,
gonna, well,
Dad, you're out of line.
We might be in the car for a while, and so I thought to myself,
kinda,
you know what, I'm gonna ask my son about
It's weird because, like, I feel sympathetic toward the dad in the present because it does seem that he's trying his best. He's trying to have these important conversations, check in with his kids. But I also understand Steven on this end as well, like saying that this is stepping over a line because these kids have wanted you as a father. You know, they clearly, Steven especially is like a good example of how close they were when they were younger, and then you just couldn't be there for them anymore. But there was clearly a moment in time where he could remedy that and he could reach out to the kids again, and he didn't. Like, a lot of time has passed, and I feel like a lot of that time has been wasted in that he just hasn't, like, why hasn't he reached out? Like, I need to remember that. As much as I can be sympathetic for him, like, now, and be like, okay, well, right now you're acting fine, you're acting normal, you're acting nice and good and everything. Where have these phone calls and conversations been for however long? Because clearly is Steven, he's not going to be comfortable sharing his life with you, and that's kind of on you. You know, you, it seems, didn't step up when you had the chance to, like, fix things. I didn't mean to call him out on his whole fixing things thing, but anyway.
Your mom and I were married 15 years.
Oh, wow. They looked
together
young.
5 before that.
20. They were so young when they got together.
You know, we separated. You didn't know that, probably.
When?
Briefly, we separated. You were 1 year old.
Oh.
Stupidest thing I ever did. She handed you to me. I had you in one arm and her in the other, and that was it. That moment on, we were on the same team. Yeah, I mean, we still fought sometimes. It's different. We fought with love. She taught me that. Fight with love. So whatever you need to fix between you and Lee,
do it.
I really hope you do.
I didn't see this turn in conversation.
That's all I really wanted to say.
Like, maybe by the end of this, him and Lee will be getting back together. Maybe that is what's best. I haven't gotten to see much. Like, I'm not invested in them really as a couple. I just know that they were together. Now they're not. I think that's a really nice little story to tell him at this time. Obviously, it's, some people are meant to be and some people aren't, and some people work and some people don't, and whatever. Although we know that they had their problems in the end, like, knowing that they had like over 10 years left of like a happy marriage after that separation just speaks volumes, I think, and makes, I don't know, it makes me like second guess about like what's the right and wrong thing to do if things get hard. There's obviously certain situations where like separation should be permanent and people shouldn't be together, but you know, sometimes it's interesting to hear the stories like that where you wouldn't expect to hear that type of past.
You'll be back at the hotel.
Okay. Okay, sure.
I do want them to talk just for my entertainment. Like, I want to see how the talk goes.
You guys have fun.
But also I understand why she's not ready to talk. It's pretty fresh and it was pretty bad.
Lights off.
Yeah, who is this? Oh, wait, what if is it Luke? Maybe? Nope. No one? Don't.
Just like you protected Mom.
Low blow.
Here we go. I saw the police reports. There were bruises on her upper arms because someone grabbed her pretty hard.
Okay, Steve.
And a contusion on the back of her head from being shoved into a wall.
We saw that in Theo's vision.
Her mind, unmedicated, untreated, and abandoned.
It wasn't like that. I did my best.
She was insane.
Yeah, she looks kind of wild.
No, I mean clinically. So was he. They met in the mental institution.
Oh.
They fell in love in an asylum.
They're trying to say that she was insane. Well, she says that he was too, William. Like, what if, because they said it seemed like William barricaded himself into the house with the brick. Like, what if he was trying to get away from her and then died back there? I don't know. Why wouldn't he just, because he must have known that if he did that, he would have passed. Unless he was like, you know, he was also not right in the head, so he wasn't thinking right. I don't know. I don't like the windows.
Take fucking candy and go.
No, knocks are so scary. Ew, I don't like that. Oh,
You're very clever.
Right away. No. Oh, it's him again. Ew.
Who are you yelling at?
She. Okay. That.
Some fucking kids are.
Wait, not now.
Here we go.
I doubt that. Shouldn't you be packing?
I want to
know
hear
what
the
it looked like
explanation.
last night.
You're making out
Looked
with my
like.
husband.
No. What I can remember, which isn't a lot, actually. He pushed me away.
Is that supposed to make this better?
It wasn't even him. And we're just a bunch of fuck-ups fucking up perfect Shirley's perfect fucking life.
No! You get punched in the fucking boob. And you get evicted from my fucking house.
Oh my god, we're both hearing it. We're both hearing it. Okay. No one's there. Surprise, surprise. No. Huh. Okay. Oh my god. Was it the... This happened at Hill House with 2 girls. Was it them? When they were kids, this happened? Who? Who? Who was that? Who's calling?
I got a hit.
Wait,
I used
what?
the card at a gas station. Amherst is on the way.
Yeah, I know where it is, right? You guys are gonna stay
On
there. We're
the
gonna go to
way
Amherst.
to Hill House?
I think Luke is going to the house.
Yes.
Of course he is. The goddamn house.
I don't want Luke to die.
For Nell, it's a good enough spot for Luke. He always wanted to do what she did his
Stop
whole
talking
life.
shit.
You're never having children. I made sure.
Oh my god. Is that why? Did she find out that you lied? And he let her go through? Does she still not? No, that must be why they are separated.
This is beautiful. You did this by yourself.
Wow.
Thought it might cheer you up. Mom?
What? Oh my god. Get her out of this house. It's starting to make sense now too, as to why like Stephen was so dead. I was confused in the beginning of the show because we didn't obviously get into the extent of how the mom was acting, especially toward the end. Early on, we did hear Stephen make comments about like mom was crazy, and now like I get why he was like 12 years old seeing his mom act this way, and he's obviously convinced the whole family has mental illness, and I understand Stephen a bit more after that. It's hard to see your mom do something like that. That's really tough.
And then he filled up some cans, like 5 cans.
5 cans, you said?
Is he gonna try to burn the house down? Honestly, I'm hoping it's that over him trying to hurt himself, obviously.
He's going to burn the house down.
Well, that's a relief.
He's in more danger now than he's ever been.
The house
If
is
he
about
tries
to
burn
fight
it,
back.
It will defend itself. For 20 years, I've been holding the door closed because I knew there were monsters on the other side.
Door.
You understand me?
Not even a little.
You think you're writing about your crazy mom, your crazy brother, making scary faces in the treehouse. You see the marks, but you don't know how to read them. There was no treehouse.
Wow.
When we get there, you can have a look.
I think he's...
Stop. I am not ready for this episode to go where it's going. And I know it's ending like soon, and it's making me so scared for the last 2 episodes. We're going to have the whole family, present day, back in Hill House together.
I couldn't see him, if that makes any sense. I touched Nell's body the night before.
What the fuck is wrong
That's
with you?
right. What did she see? We never got...
I'm not making excuses.
bullshit.
I saw.
Okay, we both saw. Again. We both saw. We both heard. We both saw.
I touched her, and I felt nothing. And I tried to fill it up. I tried to fill me back up, and I called Trish, and she came right away, and I felt nothing. And then I tried to mourn at the wake, and I felt nothing. And so I drank, and I drank. And then we're in the basement, and the lights go out. And I'm just floating in this ocean of nothing. And I wonder if this is it, if this is what death is, just out there in the darkness, just numb and nothing and alone.
Okay, yeah, it's...
What if that's what it is?
No.
For all of us.
I really hope not.
I had to feel anything. I didn't see him. I didn't see him. And he stopped me. God, I'm so glad I did it, though.
It brought back.
Because it worked. Oh, God, it worked. And I felt grief, and I felt scared. I felt so fucking scared that I was gonna lose the only sister that I had left. I had to do it because it felt better than nothing. That thorough fucking shame was so much better than that horrible empty nothing. I can't. Shirley, please.
Yeah, she's forgiven. So forgiven. My God. Whew. Did this show get Emmys? No, I don't want him. I don't know how far behind the rest of the family is, but I don't want him to be in there alone. I just him being in here, I mean, it seems like he's not seeing, it seems like he's still, you know, with himself up here, you know? Nell was taken in right away when she stepped inside. Why is... Oh no. No, don't. Ew! Oh my god, I don't even know who that ghost at the end was. I don't know who the ghost at the end was, but imagine, ew, imagine that happening to you. Just like the creativity and like the scares of this show is just crazy to me. Like what do you mean I've never seen someone just, it's a simple thing to do, but why is it so scary? It's so scary. And this episode was so sad, and I'm so like consumed by the monologue by Theo in the grass there at the end, that now I'm gonna have to really think about what even just happened in this episode, because I've just never seen. That was like one of the most heartbreaking monologues I've ever seen, and it's so true. Like, it's so sad to think, to be relieved by emotional pain because at least you can feel it again. That is maybe the scary, and I feel like crap, like not noticing that she was dealing with that for so long. Like, it's crazy how easily she can disguise her feelings or lack thereof. And it's kind of sad that her family didn't notice either. Like, the pain that she was describing just is monumental pain that would destroy a person. And she's been so jaded by the house and by the life and the family and everything that her family didn't notice that that's what she was going through. It's just sad, but I'm happy that they got that talk and that they're gonna be, you know, that they're good again. I'm so scared for Luke. I don't know how I feel about the husband though, because even though, you know, thank God we hear that he was pushing her away, he wasn't gonna cheat. That's great. I'm still really upset with him for the whole taking the money situation. It's just such a betrayal. And it's not even because I agree with Shirley's decision to not take it. It's just that, like, when you're with somebody, that's your wife, and you gotta, like, you're their ride or die. You're supposed to be. So I wonder how I think they'll work through it though. I'm nervous who was that ghost? Was that ghost Abigail? It could have been just a random ghost that grabbed Luke at the end, but it could have also maybe been Abigail. I'm scared for the whole family to be at that house again. I wonder how they're going to be able to, like, interact with each other in the house. Are they all going to be seeing the same hallucinations? Not hallucinations, ghosts? I don't know. The house is messing with my mind now. I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't know what's happening. One thing that I'm excited for is that because there's such like a big cliffhanger going into this, I feel like it's going to be one of those shows where all loose ends are given the time to tie up in the end, you know. We still have a lot of time. The last 2 episodes, like I said, they're long. I'm happy about that because I feel like there's so much. Like, we're at the climax now of the series, and I feel like this show is going to handle it really well and then bring us down from it really well. And I hope it's a satisfying ending. I'm really excited to get to the finale next reaction, but I have other things to say. I don't know. We could talk about this show. We could just keep talking. Do you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to leave it there. I will talk to you guys more maybe about what I noticed in these 2 episodes at the beginning of the next one. And then I'll see you in the next one for the finale. And the red room. Oh, I'm so ready to get in the red room.